Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Reading from Chaitanya Bhagavata, and this is Madhya-Khanda, Chapter 3, entitled Meeting Lord Nityananda. Glory, glory to Lord Chaitanya, the Lord of my life. Glory, glory to Lord Chaitanya, the Master of Nityananda and Gadadhar. Glory, glory to Lord Chaitanya, who was conquered by Advaita and the other devotees. O Lord, please give me the gift of pure devotional service. Please deliver this poor and wretched person. Staying in Navadvip with his associates, Lord Chaitanya floated in the happiness of devotional service. The Lord loved the devotees like his own life breath. Embracing them and calling out Krishna, he wept. Seeing the Lord's great spiritual love, the devotees around him in the four directions wept. Seeing Lord Chaitanya's devotional love, even persons whose hearts were like stones or dried wood became overwhelmed with love. Turning from wealth, children, and home, the devotees chanted the holy names day and night in the Lord's company. Hearing about Lord Krishna, Lord Chaitanya became overwhelmed with love. Accepting the role of a devotee, for 6 hours Lord Chaitanya would weep like the Ganga. When he laughed, the Lord laughed for 3 hours. When he fell unconscious, for 3 hours, he did not breathe. Sometimes he would manifest his true nature, proudly declaring, I am he, and he would laugh. He said, Where's the old man who brought me here? I will carry the nectar of devotional service to every home. The next moment he called out, O Krishna, O Father, and wept. With his hair, he bound his feet. Again and again, reciting a verse about a Krura's journey, he fell like a stick to the ground. Then Lord Chaitanya became like a Krura. His external consciousness now far away, he said, O Nanda, please come with Krishna and Balaram to Mathura. We will see the great royal festival of the Dhanur Yagna. Seeing these different kinds of ecstatic love and different kinds of ecstatic talking, the Vaishnavas floated in transcendental bliss. One day, after hearing a verse about Lord Varaha, Lord Chaitanya roared and went to Murari's house. As Lord Ramachandra dearly loved Hanuman, so Lord Chaitanya dearly loved Murari Gupta. Lord Chaitanya went to Murari's home. Murari respectfully bowed down before the Lord's feet, calling out, Bore, bore. Lord Chaitanya ran. Stunned, Murari Gupta looked in the four directions. Lord Chaitanya entered the room, temple room of Lord Vishnu. And there he saw a beautiful water pot. In that moment, Lord Chaitanya manifested the form of Lord Varaha. With his tusks, he lifted the water pot. Roaring and manifesting the form of Varaha with 4 hooves, Lord Chaitanya said, Offer prayers to me, Murari. Murari was stunned at that wonderful sight. What could Murari say? No words came to his mouth. The Lord demanded, Speak, speak, don't be afraid. For so many days you did not know who I am. Trembling, Murari made this request. O Lord, you alone know how to speak these prayers. Anantashesha, who carries countless universes, on one of his 1,000 heads offers prayers to you. And still he cannot come to the end of your glories. Who else has the power to describe all your glories? The whole world accepts the Vedas' opinions. Still the Vedas do not know everything about you. O Lord, I see and hear that countless universes come from the pores of your body and enter them again. You're full of transcendental bliss. How can the Vedas know all your pastimes? Therefore you alone know yourself. When you reveal yourself, persons who have your mercy can know something about you. How can I be qualified to offer prayers to you? Speaking these words, Murari Gupta wept and bowed down. Pleased with Murari Gupta's words, Lord Varaha then spoke his angry criticism of the Vedas. Saying that I have no hands, feet, face, or eyes, the Vedas mock me. In Varanasi, a teacher named Prakashananda breaks in pieces the limbs of my body. He teaches the Vedas, but he does not think I have a body. All his limbs have leprosy, but he does not know it. My limbs are supremely pure. They contain all yagnas within them. Brahma, Shiva, all the demigods sing the glories of my nature and my pastimes. The touch of my limbs makes everything pure and sacred. Still, this fellow in Varanasi says my body is an illusion. How can I tolerate that? Please listen, O Murari Gupta, and I will tell you the truth. I will tell you the secret of the Vedas. I am Lord Varaha. I am the truth described in the Vedas. In ancient times I rescued the earth. I've descended to this world to begin the Sankirtan movement. I will stay among the devotees. I will kill the demons. I will not tolerate an attack on my servant. Even if the attacker is my son, I will kill him. If he touches my servant, I will cut my own son into pieces. Do not speak a lie, O Murari Gupta. Please listen with all your heart. When I lifted up the earth, her womb touched me. In this way, a powerful son named Naraka was born. I taught my son everything about religion. My son became a great king. He protected the demigods, Brahmins, gurus, and devotees. Still, because of bad karma from the past, he fell into bad association. He associated with King Bana, and then he took pleasure in tormenting the devotees. I will not tolerate an attack on my servants. To protect my servants, I cut my son into pieces. Birth after birth you've served me. Therefore I have told all this to you. Overwhelmed by hearing the Lord's words, Murari Gupta wept. Glory, glory to Lord Chaitanya, and to Murari Gupta. Glory to Lord Varaha, the protector of his servants. In this way, in home after home, the Lord mercifully revealed his true identity to all of his servants. Recognizing their Lord, all his servants felt great bliss in their hearts. No longer were they afraid of the materialists and offenders. In all the marketplaces and bathing ghats, they loudly chanted, Krishna. Gathering together with their Lord, the devotees blissfully chanted the holy names day and night. All the devotees were there. Only Lord Nityananda was absent. Seeing that his brother was not there, Lord Chaitanya became very unhappy. Lord Chaitanya always meditated on Lord Nityananda. He knew that Lord Nityananda is the Ananta Shesh. Please hear about Lord Nityananda. In the form of sutras, I will now tell something of his birth and activities. In the land of Radhadesh is the village named Ekachakra, where Lord Nityananda was born. A short distance away is the Shiva Linga deity named Maudeshwara. Lord Nityananda Balaram worshipped that deity. In that village lived a Brahmin named Hadai Pandit. He was merciful and very renounced. His wife named Padmavati. She was chaste and devoted to her husband. She was a transcendental potency of Lord Vishnu. She was the mother of the worlds. This Brahmin and Brahmini were very noble and generous. In their home, Lord Nityananda took birth. Lord Nityananda was the eldest of their sons. The eyes that saw his handsome features and virtues became filled with pleasure. In the Madhya-Khanda, I narrated Lord Nityananda's childhood pastimes in some detail. If I repeat them again, this book will become very large. For some days, Lord Nityananda enjoyed pastimes in the home of Hadai Pandit. Lord Nityananda decided in his heart to leave home. Still, he did not leave, for that would make his mother and father unhappy. There was not a sesame seed's worth of time that his mother did not gaze on Lord Nityananda. A moment without him seemed longer than a yuga to his father. Hadai Pandit did not leave his son Nityananda for even a sesame seed's worth of time. When he went about his duties plowing, at the temple, at the marketplace, or on the pathways, every half sesame seed of time he would turn around and look at Lord Nityananda following behind. Again and again he would embrace Lord Nityananda, whose body was soft and delicate, like a puppet made of cream. Wherever he went, Hadai Pandit took his son. Lord Nityananda was the life breath in Hadai's body. The super soul in everyone's heart, Lord Nityananda understood everything. He always stayed with his father and made him happy. Then, by divine arrangement, one day, a handsome sannyasi came to the home of Lord Nityananda's father. Lord Nityananda's father offered alms to him. He happily offered hospitality. The whole night, Lord Nityananda's father talked with him about Lord Krishna. When dawn came and he wished to depart, the great sannyasi spoke to Lord Nityananda's father. The sannyasi said, "I wish that you give me one thing in charity." Lord Nityananda's father replied, "Whatever you wish." The sannyasi said, "I'm traveling to many holy places. I do not have a good Brahmin companion. Give me your eldest son to be my companion for some days. I will see him as more dear than my own life. He will see all the holy places." Hearing the sannyasi's words, the saintly Brahmin deeply thought again and again in his heart. He thought, "This sannyasi has asked me to give him my very life as a gift to him. But if I do not give this gift, then I will become a person whose everything is destroyed." In ancient times, many great souls attained auspiciousness by giving their lives in charity to a sannyasi. Dasarath gave his life, his son Ramachandra, when Vishwamitra asked. Although he could not live without Ram, still King Dasarath gave him in charity. This is told in the Puranas. Now I have the same dilemma. Oh, Lord Krishna, please rescue me from this dilemma. Why did Hadai Pandit not understand that this situation was arranged by the Lord himself? If Hadai Pandit had known, then how would Lord Nityananda have left home? Hadai Pandit approached his wife and told her everything from beginning to end. Hearing his words, his chaste wife, who was the mother of the world, said, "My lord, whatever you wish is what I say also." Lord Nityananda's father returned to the sannyasi. He gave his son to the sannyasi, then bowed his head. Then that exalted sannyasi left with Lord Nityananda. In this way, Lord Nityananda left home. When Lord Nityananda was gone, Hadai Pandit fell unconscious to the ground. Who can lament and weep as he did? The sound of his weeping broke stones and dry wood into pieces. Overcome with the nectar of spiritual love, he became stunned and motionless. The people said, "Hadai Pandit's gone mad." For 3 months he did not accept food. With spiritual power given by Lord Chaitanya, he remained alive. If he loved his parents, why did the Lord leave? The powers and activities of Lord Vishnu and the Vaishnavas are inconceivable. Although his mother Devahuti was like a widow, still Lord Kapila left her and accepted a life of renunciation. Although his father was great Vaishnav, Vyas, Sukadev left home and did not even turn his head to look back. In the same way, Lord Chaitanya, the jewel of the Brahmins, renounced everything and left his mother Sachi, who was then all alone. Renunciation for a spiritual purpose is not an abandonment of one's duty. Only a greatly advanced in spiritual life can understand all this. Even persons like dry wood melt when they hear the Lord's pastimes, meant to deliver the conditioned souls. By hearing the story of Lord Ramachandra leaving his father and going to a secluded forest, even a Yavana will weep. In this way, Lord Nityananda left his home and happily traveled to many holy places. Noble-hearted Lord Nityananda visited Gaya, Varanasi, Prayag, Mathura, Dwarka, and the ashram of Naranarayan Rishi. He went to Lord Buddha's home and Lord Vyasa's home. He visited Ranganath, Setubandha, and the Malaya Hills. Then the Lord went to Anantapur. He fearlessly wandered in the uninhabited jungles. In these pastimes, the Lord visited the Gomata, Ganduki, Sarayu, and Kaveri rivers. He visited Ayodhya and Dandakaranya. He visited Trimala, Venkatanath, Saptagodavari, Maheshastana, and Kanyakanagari. He visited Reva, Mahishmati, Malatirtha, and Hardwar, where the Ganga descended to this world in ancient times. After seeing all these holy places, Lord Nityananda returned to Mathura. No one had the power to understand that Lord Nityananda was the origin of Lord Ananta. When he saw the place in Mathura where he was born in ancient times, Lord Nityananda roared with pleasure. Lord Nityananda always manifested the mood of a child. He manifested no other mood. He happily played in the dust of Vrndavana. He made no effort even to eat. Thinking of himself as a child, he rolled in the dust of Vrndavana. No one had the power to understand his exalted nature. Except for tasting the nectar of topics about Lord Krishna, he did not eat. And some days he would drink a little milk, if it was offered, unasked. At the time Lord Nityananda was thus staying in Vrindavan, Lord Chaitanya appeared in Navadvip. Always chanting the holy names, Lord Chaitanya was filled with bliss. Still, because he could not see Lord Nityananda, he was also unhappy. Until he heard news of Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda waited in Vrindavan. When he learned about Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda at once went to Navadvip, where he stayed at Nandanacharya's home. Nandanacharya was a great devotee of the Lord. He gazed at Lord Nityananda, who was splendid like the sun. Lord Nityananda wore the garments of an avadut. His body was tall, he was always grave and profound. The holy name of Lord Krishna stayed on his tongue day and night. He had no rival in the three worlds. He was the home of Lord Chaitanya himself. Moment after moment he roared with bliss. He was wild, as if he were an incarnation of Lord Balaram himself. His charming face defeated millions of moons. His smile was the life of all the worlds. His lips were graceful and handsome. The splendor of his teeth defeated pearls. His glistening eyes were large and red. His long arms reached to his knees. His chest was broad. He walked with soft and graceful feet. He spoke very kind words to everyone. When the people heard the words from his mouth, their bonds of karma were at once destroyed. When Lord Nityananda came to the towns of Nadia, all the worlds exclaimed, Jai, Jai. Who has the power to properly glorify Lord Nityananda, who personally broke Lord Chaitanya's sannyas danda? Even a merchant or a lowly person or a fool who chants Lord Nityananda's name becomes able to purify the entire world. Nandanacharya happily offered hospitality to Lord Nityananda. Whoever hears of Lord Nityananda's arrival in Navadvip will attain a great wealth of spiritual love. When he heard of Lord Nityananda's arrival, Lord Chaitanya felt limitless happiness in his heart. Speaking to the Vaishnavas, Lord Chaitanya revealed what was to happen, but no one understood the heart of his words. He said, O my brothers, in 2 or 3 days a great person will come here. By divine arrangement on that day, Lord Chaitanya worshipped Lord Vishnu and then hurried to meet the Vaishnavas. The Lord told everyone, Last night I saw a great wonder in a dream. There was a chariot that was the best in the world. It had a palm tree flag. It stopped before my door. On that chariot I saw a very tall person. On his shoulder he carried a mace. He was not peaceful. In his left hand he held a cane kamandalu. He wore blue garments. A blue turban decorated his head. On his left ear was a colorful earring. I think he looked like Lord Balaram. Is this Nimai Pandit's home? He repeated 10 or 20 times. He wore the garments of an avadut. He was very powerful. I never saw anyone powerful like him. Very respectfully I gazed at him. I asked, "Oh, great personality, who are you?" He smiled and said to me, "We are brothers. Tomorrow you and I will meet." Hearing his words, I became very happy. I felt that he and I are the same person. Speaking these words, Lord Chaitanya left external consciousness far behind. Entering the mood of Lord Balaram, he began to roar. Bring wine, he roared. Hearing his roar, everyone felt their ears would split. Srivas Pandit said, "Oh, my lord, please hear. You already possess the wine you desire. Others can taste it only if you give it to them." Trembling, the devotees stayed far away. In their hearts, the Vaishnavas thought, there must be a reason for all this. Laughing, singing Arya and Taraja songs, rocking his body to and fro, red-eyed Lord Chaitanya became like Lord Balaram. After some moments, the Lord returned to his natural state, and then he explained the dream. He said, "In my heart, I think there is only one explanation. An exalted personality has come. As I told you before, we will soon see an exalted person. Haridas, go. Srivas Pandit, go and find who is this person." On the Lord's order, these two great devotees happily searched every part of Navadvip. As they searched and searched, the devotees said, "I think this person must be Lord Balaram himself." Wild with happiness, the two devotees searched the city, but they did not even find half a sesame seed worth of news. For 9 hours they searched in all of Nadia. Not finding the object of their search, they returned to Lord Chaitanya. To the Lord's feet they presented the report. We did not see him anywhere. We looked in the homes of every Vaishnav, every sannyasi, every pious householder, every materialist. We did not see him. We looked everywhere in Navadvip. Only in the villages outside Navadvip did we not look. Hearing their words, Lord Chaitanya smiled. He knew Lord Nityananda was playing a trick. He thought, Nityananda has hid it himself very well. In this incarnation of the Lord, some people sing the names of Lord Chaitanya, but when they hear the name of Lord Nityananda, they jump and run away. They're like persons who worship Lord Krishna, but do not honor Lord Shiva. These sinners go to Yamaraj abode. In this incarnation, Lord Nityananda is carefully hidden. Only if Lord Chaitanya himself reveals him can anyone see Lord Nityananda. Persons who, not understanding the truth, blaspheme Lord Chaitanya or Lord Nityananda find great obstacles blocking their path in devotional service to Lord Vishnu. Srivas and the other devotees certainly knew the truth about the Lord. Still, they could not see Lord Nityananda. This is a great wonder. After a moment, Lord Chaitanya gently smiled and said, "Come with me, we will find him." Chanting Jai Krishna as they walked, the devotees happily went with Lord Chaitanya. Accompanied by the devotees, Lord Chaitanya, who knew everything, at once went to Nandanacharya's home. In that home stayed the jewel of exalted persons. Everyone gazed at him. He was splendid, like millions of suns. Wrapped in meditation, he did not know that anyone had come. Filled with the happiness of meditation, he smiled. Aware that this was a person very advanced in devotional service, Lord Chaitanya and his associates bowed down before him. Everyone respectfully stood. No one said anything. They only gazed at him. Lord Chaitanya stood before Lord Nityananda. Lord Nityananda thought, "Here is the Lord of my life." And this is a song by Vrndavana. Lord Chaitanya's form is handsome, like Kamadev. His fragrances, garlands, and garments are all splendid. What is gold splendor before his form? The moon yearns to gaze on his face. Accompanied by the devotees, charming Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda walk in the city. Where can anyone find pearls like their teeth? Anyone who gazes at their tied-up hair will not remain conscious of this external world. Anyone who sees their large reddish eyes will think, these are lotus flowers. Their arms reach to their knees. Their broad chests are decorated with fine, graceful, sacred threads. Beautiful and wonderful, Vaishnav tilak decorates their foreheads. Even without ornaments, their limbs are charming and handsome. Anyone who gazes at their toenails sees millions of jewels. Anyone who gazes at their smiles drinks nectar. The two moons, Sri Krishna Chaitanya and Sri Nityananda, are my life and soul. I, Vrndavana Das, sing the glories of their feet.